believing we are here. Wouldn't that be awesome if we're really here? I think we are. I think we are. We are here. Isn't that awesome? Well, welcome everyone to the Wednesday weekly wellness show. I'm going to attempt to put the slides up here in a minute, but I thought I would change the scenery for just a little bit. Being as spring is pretty much in the air for everybody. I hope that this is what, my background is what everybody is seeing. I certainly am, except for the other night we actually had frost. We hit -1, and that was the end of my tomato plants because I did not have what I needed to protect them. So lesson learned. That's okay. So, and let's see if we can actually do this correctly. Here we go. I have this and we are up and running. Look at that. Not too shabby, guys. So again, welcome to my weekly wellness show. I love having you here. And really the best way for you to enjoy your life is by feeling better, looking better, living longer. And in order to do that, well, the best way to do that is to be educated on natural ways that you can help your own health. So today, we're going to kind of go into a different direction. We're going to go into a little bit of a story that goes from a squeaky clean surface story with an all-purpose cleaner to lush green fields. I know this sounds bizarre, but we're going to talk about the secret agricultural superpowers, again, of an all-purpose cleaner called Basic H. We'll get into that. There is actually an article in your wellness center. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It might be in your spam box. If you grow anything and you actually pay for your water too, you might want to look into this article. And if you haven't seen this article and it's not in your spam box, and I'm guessing that you haven't created an account yet, but please do, because it's easy. You just need your email address, your name, you create your own password, and away you go. And in there, there's all kinds of resources you're going to love. There's recipes, there's interviews, there's the previous webinars, and a whole lot more. So at the end of the show today, I'll drop you a link for that. Get yourself signed up. Okay, a little bit about me. Why am I doing this? Well, I have faced many very serious health challenges and have hung on by the one claw, the edge of my grave a couple times. And, I am thankful for mainstream medicine, but sometimes drugs and surgery was not the answer, and it didn't always work out in my best interest. And that's where I started to get frustrated, because I was ever chasing symptoms and looking for cures and never really getting there. There was never that magic pill. So I started looking in areas that the doctors weren't going. And that's really what I do now, is I empower other people with the knowledge that I have so that they can get behind the 8 ball there. And instead of chasing all those symptoms and hoping for a magic bullet, maybe we can move into prevention. And that's really a nice place to be. So really, if I can give you a little bit of power in the form of knowledge where you can learn to live in harmony with nature, you're going to have a way better life. I guarantee it. I'm testifying for myself here. So thank you for being here with me on this little journey. So last week, we talked about the upcoming webcast, Fruit Secrets for Bone Health. That's coming up. We also covered the replay of the last one, From Farm to Fork, Eating Well and Living Green. And we also covered 3 new wellness articles and videos that, again, are in your wellness center, your inbox. And they're all there to help you live a healthier you, as well as supporting the planet to live a healthier life as well. So you can get more details. It's in the recent issue of my Vitality for Life e-newsletter, and that is also archived in the Wellness Center. So you can either go to the Wellness Center or check your inbox. Okay, so moving on to the big excitement of today. Did you know that Basic H, an all-purpose cleaner, is the cornerstone also of Shaklee's Green Legacy? It wasn't just for cleaning things. It actually turned out to be a small little miracle in the agricultural world. And that transpired in the 70s and 80s. There was a series of agricultural studies that were done, and basically it showed that Basic H was an unexpected prowess as a soil conditioner. Nobody saw this coming. It wasn't what it was designed to do. So as you can see in this picture, we've got 2 fields. They look identical. One is using the conventional fertilizing methods that are being used today. The other one is using the Basic Age all-purpose cleaner blended in with manure. Now, here's what happened is you can see in this picture, you've got two root balls. The one here on the top is the one that was done with the conventional fertilizers. The one here, the bigger one, that was done with the Basic Age and manure. And not only was that impressive, the one with the big root ball, it actually created 29% more corn than the conventional fertilization methods do. But the other thing that was pretty amazing about this too is that it came down to the science of water penetration. And this is where you really want to be paying attention. Basic Age, it helps water to become wetter by up to 4 times. So think about this. If you're watering something and it can actually get down deeper into the soil, it's going to take those nutrients down further into the plant, the root level, and it's going to keep things wetter longer. Now, I don't know about you, but we pay for our water here, and I kind of like that idea. Okay, so depending on what kind of soil type you have, it could be sandy, clay, or loamy. Worst case scenario, it's only going to improve your penetration of your water by 30%, but it could be as much as 300%. So if you think about that, that can make a big difference on your watering bill. Never mind what it's doing for the environment. And here's another thing that happens is if we are keeping that water in the ground instead of it running off into the different bodies of water, what's going to happen is there'll be a big reduction in the amount of eutrophication. Now, there's a word I had to Google, by the way. Eutrophication is basically where there's just too much nutrients and minerals flowing into the body of water, and then it creates an algae bloom, and then that plugs up all sorts of things, and that's just not good. So despite the regulatory complexities that later on limited the ability to promote Basic Age for agricultural uses, the legacy actually continues on with the farmers. It's a secret weapon that they're still using because they've seen what happens. So it's been benefiting them for years without using the chemicals that people are trying to avoid. Dr. Daggy, he actually shares a story about a simple product. And again, it was never intended to be used for agriculture, but it ended up revolutionizing, there's the word I knew I was going to trip, revolutionizing the crop yields. We'll get it out, guys. We'll get there. So I'm going to hit the volume and see if we can't catch this.
And so there was a whole series of studies done on why Basic Age was an effective soil conditioner. The line that I highlighted here, makes water wetter. It would help water penetrate into the soil, and the water is carrying the nutrients down to the level of the roots. And that was having an effect. You might be able to read corn yields increased by 29%, for example. Next slide, please. And they tested it in a variety of different soil types. You know, some soil is more sandy, some is higher in clay, some is higher in loam. So they did studies of water penetration of different soils that were treated with this diluted Basic Age. And in all cases, it increased water penetration between 30%.
Yeah. I guess you're going to have to watch the rest of that in the Wellness Center there. Sorry about that. Not trying to tease you here. Okay, how do I get into the next one? Doesn't want to let me go. There we go. All right. So if you want to watch the rest of that video, it is in the Wellness Center, and it should also actually be in your email. Check that out. So it is kind of fun for us to remember that, you know, sometimes a product can be originally created for one purpose, like Basic Age was. It was designed to be an all-purpose cleaner that was all natural, but it literally found itself in another field completely altogether, pun intended. So, and Shaklee does have a commitment to, you know, sustainability. That is actually one of the highlights of our wellness webcast, From Farm to Fork, Eating Well and Living Green. You can catch that again in the Wellness Center. There it is. It'll look like that. Okay. Not much more I can tell you on that slide, is there? So a quick recap of what we talked about today. We talked about how an all-purpose cleaner called Basic Age, when you mix it with manure, can actually increase your corn yield crop and possibly other crops as well by 29%. And it also increases the water penetration from 30 to up to 300%. That's pretty amazing. And that does mean less runoff. And of course, that reduces the risk of that eutrophication in the nearby water bodies. And again, that eutrophication is when you've got too much of the nutrients and minerals going into the bodies of water, and it creates this big explosive algae bloom. And that creates many problems. So there's more Earth Day topics that are in the Wellness Center as well. I know we touched on this last week. There's 4 ways of going green, how that can be good for you as well as the planet. There's a great video in there, Dr. Daggie's Laundry to Landscape System. Do check it out. Some of you may actually decide that this is a good way, again, to save on your watering bill. See what you think. And also the PFAS chemicals, the forever chemicals, why we want to be mindful of that. And if you'd like to increase your wellness IQ, please join my wellness community on Facebook. It's Danny Cade Wellness. We have all kinds of fun things we post in there. Sometimes there's riddles and games and jokes too, because, well, hey, life, it has a little bit of everything, and humor, I think, is a big part of it. We got it. Laughter is the best medicine ever. Also, register for the upcoming wellness webcast. That's in 3 weeks from today. And hey, I do understand you might be busy. You're pretty sure you may not even be able to make that webinar, and that's okay. We all have super busy lives. I get it. But if you sign up for it, the nice thing is, as soon as that replay is available, you're going to be one of the first ones to get it. So get yourself in there. All right, and I will post links for everything that I mentioned today, including my YouTube channel. If you've missed any of my previous shows, or you want to catch up on, what we've already covered, you're welcome to find me there. Again, that's Danny Cade Wellness, and I'll post a link for that as well. And if there's anything that you have any questions or concerns on, you're not sure of, by all means, get in touch with me. I'm pretty easy to stalk down online. Let me know what's on your mind. Thank you so much. And thanks for being here. I do look forward to you being with me next time. And that'll be my Tuesday call, Tuesday Tea Talk. That's at 2 o'clock. That's Pacific Standard Time. And then the following Wednesday, there will be another Wednesday Wellness Show. So again, I look forward to seeing you there. And thank you for being here. Everyone, you take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.